welcome to Strengthinone's Lessons on Warframe. We are going to be taking a look at Nova Prime, who recently had a new rework and is actually a lot better to use, especially when it comes to her fourth skill. But I'm just going to go through the build I'm personally using on a regular basis after an idea I did discover it on another video recent, like sometime last week. She has the innate ability of dropping health orbs when enemies are slowed down, or enemies and dropping energy orbs when enemies are sped up, especially when they're killed by any form of molecular prime. And speaking of molecular prime, cannot talk tonight. You tap to slow them down. You hold to speed them up. I hardly ever use her antimatter drop, but I keep this on here because I hardly ever use her wormhole ability. Null Star, which is the bread and butter of this entire build, where I'm going to be continuously bringing out antimatter particles that orbit her, and you can actually use them to target enemies. Last but not least, 1, 2, 3, 4 Crimson Talforge Archon Shards. Why? Because we are armor stripping enemies with pillage. Oh, and I'm using the Amber Archon Shard Talforge because I do not use Arcane Energize. The build is as follows: Corrosive Projection, Preparation, Blind Rage, Blind Flow, Equilibrium, Transient Fortitude, Umbral Intensify, Prime Continuity. The two augments that you will be seeing: Molecular Fission. Basically, the enemies that are hit by her null stars are primed. Basically, slowed down a bit. And if they're killed, when it comes to them killed, they'll restore a null star charge and have a 100% chance of restoring 2. Neuron Star. These null stars can also be used as weapons. We're basically going to be doing a crap load of blast damage. Now, why am I also using Pillage? Well, it's because I'm taking away their armor and giving myself my own personal shield regeneration. As you can also see, I'm also not using adaptation for this build. But I am using Arcane Guardian and Arcane Avenger. Let us bring out some Corrupted Lancers, Null Star, Pillage, and they are exploding. So yeah, that's a demonstration of them, not being primed, but I'm also killing them without even having to use my weapon. So let's see what happens when I actually do prime them. Let's slow them down, like so. Take away the shielding. Everybody explodes. Except for the 2 that are down here. And look at that. Very useful build. Especially when you're doing missions, like if you're in Void Cascade, or you're in anything with the Conjunction Survival, where you're trying to do some relic farming. But yeah, this is basically a simple relic farming build. If you're trying to get a whole lot of enemies to come to you, again, press and hold to speed them up. If you're getting them to slow down a bit, especially for defense, just tap. And that's it. At the same time, as you can see, I decided not to use any form of Augur Secrets or Augur Message. Why? Is because this build is mostly for you're doing any missions with Corrupted, Corpus, or Grineer. Especially for the pillage skill that I subsumed into her. Alrighty. And that concludes it for this particular video. Hope you learned something. And yeah, bye.